Chris Brown is looking to change the landscape of documentaries about people who are alive and well and are claiming that many details, a part of the documentary, are defamatory in their nature. So Chris Brown is suing Warner Brothers and a company called Ample for putting out a documentary about his life back in October of 2024. If you remember, the documentary Flatfoot said Chris Brown had a history of sexual abuse against women. It used specific examples. Chris Brown and his team released a statement suing for $500 million. And one of the things they highlighted was a Jane Doe who had later been identified, according to Breezy's team, as Deja Chantel Frank. Chris' team said her false allegations against Mr. Brown were thoroughly discredited in court years ago. Frank is a documented perpetrator of domestic violence with a history that includes physical assault and threats against her romantic partner. Specific to Chris, it is evident that any interactions and relationship between him and her were consensual. This is supported by numerous text messages and voice messages sent by Mrs. Frank to Mr. Brown, in which she actively pursued a relationship with him. It is perplexing that these production companies would elevate her discredited claims over the truth established in a court of law. Despite being fully aware of these facts prior to the documentary's release, Ample LLC and Warner Brothers chose to amplify her defamatory lies and outrageous acts that not only undermines journalistic integrity, but also disrespects the experiences of intimate partner survivors. Chris's legal team is saying this documentary prioritized profits over journalistic integrity. In doing so, they sensationalized debunked claims to drive viewership and revenue, recklessly damaging Mr. Brown's reputation and spreading false information to the public. To be clear, according to Chris's legal team, Chris has never been found at fault for any type of sexual crime. The thing with Chris Brown is, for some odd reason, companies and brands at the highest of levels refuse to give him another chance, and presumably it's because of what happened with Rihanna many years ago. A lot of people believe it's not what Chris did, but who he did it to, which I'm not justifying by any means, but we've seen many people do things similar and or worse to people and be given another chance. For some odd reason, the fans have given Chris Brown a second chance. They go out every single time he tours and sell them bad boys out in abundance. Companies and brands at the highest level just will not give Chris an opportunity to tell his story. BT tried it. They let him back in. But we've seen multiple award shows cancel Chris performances. And then we just don't see Chris in that light anymore. That investment just is not a thing anymore. And thankfully for him, his great music, his great talent, and his great fans have held him down. Generally speaking, America loves a redemption story. We love it. The fans want it and believe it, but these companies just will not. And I bring that up because usually a company like Warner Brothers wouldn't even get involved in a documentary this defamatory to an active artist that's got money right now. Like, Chris ain't dead, and he's a flourishing act, an arena tour selling act all around the world. Why would you even attach your name to something like this for a couple dollars? I mean, Warner Brothers has a lot of money. Why would you get involved with this with somebody who's got the means to sue you? And you're going to rely on a few women that may or may not have had experiences with Chris, and he's saying he's got evidence to refute it. I don't know what was true and what's not. I wasn't there. I'm saying this is a very unusual thing for Warner Brothers to attach their name to right where Chris is at this point in his career. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, and support. Let me know your thoughts. Chris is suing for $500 million. He's saying Warner Brothers and this company Ample defamed his name by putting false details in a documentary that was released in October 2024. I'm out.